And there's some interest from the White House on us advancing this and trying to do something in conjunction with the governor in terms of a bill signing. So that's sort of why the urgency to do this today, and we'll take it up on the calendar on Monday. But I have Jameson Taylor here who is going to talk on the bill. And Jameson, you're recognized.
Okay. Well, thank you all so much for your time. I know it's a busy day. So as Chairman Blackwell mentioned, this is something that the Trump administration has been asking states to fix. They sent a letter to our CPS in 2025 asking them to correct this. So here's the problem. I have young kids. Imagine if my wife and I died in a car accident, our kids ended up in foster care. I have paid into Social Security. I've worked ever since I was 13. And CPS is taking the benefits that my children should be getting. They're taking that, putting that into their general operating budget. These are benefits that if the parents die, the kids are supposed to get these benefits. They have a right to these benefits. What this bill does is it corrects this injustice, and it says, if you have a right to these benefits as a minor child, then we're going to set them aside. We're talking about $16,000 here if we look at the national average. We're going to set that aside, and that money can be used for that child. So if the child has immediate needs, the money is used for that child. Or if they don't, then the money is set aside. The child can then use it to maybe, get a jump start on college, go to community college, get an apartment, buy a car, because we're talking about kids who have nothing. If you look at the statistics with foster care kids, a lot of them get trafficked, suicide, drug use, and that's because they have no hope. They don't have a future. So this is about just doing the right thing, setting aside these benefits for these kids. We have 11 states that have done this so far. States as different as Idaho is from Massachusetts. So that's the bill. If you have any specific questions, then I'm happy to answer them.
Senator Kirby, you're recognized for a question.
Thank you. I like it. I want to tell you that, but I just want to know who distributes the money. CPS will distribute the money. It won't go to someone else that can buy a new bass boat or something with their money.
Right. Now, well, currently the money is going into CPS's general operating budget. So in that respect, we don't know what's happening to the money.
Right.
And CPS is already screening these kids to see, are they eligible for these benefits? So that's already happening, but then they're taking the money, putting it into the general operating fund. So the way it works is, generally these kids are going to have legal representation that's supposed to represent their best interests. And that legal representation could serve as basically the person in charge of the account. Or if they get adopted out, then their legal guardian would then have authority to use that money in that respect. But the bill has guardrails in terms of, you can't just take the money and go blow it at the casino or something like that. It's used for very specific purposes. And then we also have rulemaking in here so that our CPS, they can find out, working with the other states and with the Trump administration, what's the best way to do this to make sure that the kids, the money's used for the kids. Because that's certainly our goal here.
Yeah, there's such a thing as a guardianship bond. Nothing will change there.
No, this doesn't change anything related to that. And in terms of it, if there's no one else to administer the money, the CPS would administer the money, if as a final backstop. But they would have to do so in a manner that that the money is being used for the child as opposed to general operating expenses.
Thank you.
Hey, Senator McMahon for a question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. Hey, Dr. Jameson, thank you. I appreciate y'all what you're trying to do here. I do have a question, though. Like in Section 4, it says CPS shall provide written notice to the child or child's parents. So I'm trying to understand, a child could be taken by CPS, and then CPS is supposed to update them as to how much money is in an account set aside for their child.
Well, here the parents would be referring to for instance, if they're adopted out, the legal guardians, because we're talking about kids here whose parents are deceased, and so that's why they're getting the death benefits.
So, okay, so it specifically says in the bill then it's for death benefits.
Yeah, this is, so these are kids, like,
Yes, sir, I understand.
yep.
Yep. Thank you, Dr. Jameson.
But yeah, for sure. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for your
Thank-
question.
Thank you for your heart for caring about these young people.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Are there any other questions? Well, just a second, Senator, I need to make an amendment to make a clarifying comment on line 17. After act, after that comma, act, comma, to insert the words, the department shall. That sentence just doesn't read right. That clarifies that the department has the responsibility. Any questions? No, we're going to add the words, the department. And, all in favor then? Aye, opposed? Okay, that'll be recorded. Now we're back on the bill. I'll entertain a motion. Title sufficient, do pass, committee strike all. You heard the motion, all in favor? Aye, those opposed? Thank you. That bill will be reported, rise and report. Thank you.